I'm here today at Oakmulgee Dairy Farm with Brandon Moyer talking about their partnership with Vanguard Renewables on this new co-digestion project. Just start by introducing us to Oakmulgee Dairy Farm and what you do here.
We're at Oakmulgee Dairy Farm. We're located in Amelia, Virginia, about 45 minutes west of Richmond. I'm the fifth generation along with my brother, Jeremy, and along with my dad, we manage the daily operations here. Run close to around 1,500 acres of land, and that includes cropping, forestry, and pasture. And we milk close to 300 Holsteins on Lily A5 robots.
I'm sure that's a big change from maybe what you were doing before.
Before we milked at 5 a.m. and 3 p.m., very set schedule, had to be there. The cows knew if you were late because they'd be mooing and calling your name. Milking with robots has really increased our flexibility from a business, also on the family side of things. As we have young kids, we can allocate more time to them and our wives, which is very important to us.
Tell me a little bit about kind of how you heard about this opportunity for the co-digestion project.
This venture with Vanguard is, like most of our decisions on Oakmulgee, we don't jump in them too quick. We like to, get all our questions answered and move slow, so we make a wrong decision. They contacted us. They came on farm one day. Actually, I think was the first to meet with the guy, and he just left some information, a pamphlet about what their goals were. We just kind of let it marinate for a little while. Then he reached back out, started talking. Then had a couple other meetings, and we got the ball rolling from there.
I am with Javier Vargas of Vanguard Renewables. The partnership with the Moyers has been something that y'all have worked at for a long time. Kind of tell me about that relationship and just how they are a valuable part of this process for you all.
The relationship with our farm partners are really what makes this model work, right? And when it comes to the Moyers, they have been in this land operating this farm for 5 generations. And what strikes me is that they've never really stopped innovating, right? And so for us, it's such an important partnership to have. These commitments are 20 to 40 years long, right? And so in order for us to reliably run these facilities for decades, we need to have a partner that shares that value of innovation, stewardship of the land, and sustainability.
Partnering with Vanguard really ties the circle, completes the circle for us, from us growing the crops, making the feed, feeding the cows, and then instead of just land applying our manure for our crops, we can get a whole nother benefit from the manure. So we get the energy produced to supply homes and businesses with power. On the backside of that, we still get our fertilizer for our fields.
This is the manure from the Moyers dairy cows, and it may look pretty unappealing, but is actually the beginning of this whole process. The manure is being pushed down the alley by a scraper, and it's coming into these grates where it's then pumped out into their lagoon. And from there, it goes to the digesters, where it's combined with the food waste and digested into a product that they can apply in their fields to feed their crops as fertilizer, but also where it produces renewable natural gas. So this manure is really the beginning of this whole full circle process of creating sustainable energy as well as fertilizer to produce the milk and other dairy products that we enjoy.
Every year, millions of tons of food waste end up in landfills, releases harmful emissions, and it really misses the opportunity to become a valuable resource. What we do at Vanguard Renewables is we work with food and beverage companies across the value chain to give that food waste a new life.
What are the advantages for the farmer? What do they get out of this deal?
Yeah, so co-locating on a farm is an essential part of what makes our model work. So for the farmer, we provide them with a long-term lease that gives them sort of a reliable, predictable income stream. And the byproducts from the process are both a liquid digestate, which can be used as a natural fertilizer, and then there's a dry material which is used as animal bedding, which we provide back to the farmer at no cost, and it really helps lower some of those operational expenses.
When we're thinking about digesting, we obviously know that's what happens inside of our own bodies, but kind of what does that mean in the food waste and manure combo that's ultimately going into these large digesters?
Within these sealed tanks, they're oxygen free. We combined the cow manure, probably about 20% of that with 80% of the food waste. And the microorganisms start breaking down the material, and it releases methane. We capture that methane at the top of the membrane of the digester, and then it gets upgraded into a pipeline-ready renewable natural gas. The gas is then injected directly into the pipeline for use by our customers. For example, at this facility, all of the gas is used to power AstraZeneca, the global biopharmaceutical company, their research and manufacturing facility in Maryland. This facility is designed to take 275 tons of food waste a day. And then ultimately, that generates enough renewable natural gas to power like 53,000 homes a year.
How does your partnership with Vanguard help you continue the legacy that Oakmulgee has?
Is Vanguard is leasing the property that they're currently on, so that payment will definitely help our cash flow on a monthly and yearly basis, in addition to the savings in fertilizer costs. We here at Oakmulgee are very grateful for this opportunity. You know, Vanguard was looking throughout the state of Virginia and had many variables that they needed to check off to put this site into implementation. Thankfully, we checked enough boxes that they invested in us and saw that we were willing to continue farming for the near future. I'm just excited at what the future has to offer.
From robots milking cows to creating renewable energy and fertilizer with manure and food waste, the Moyers are committed to innovation and sustainability for generations to come. For Real Virginia, I'm Elijah Griles.